This is a great question. Can you talk about what the worldview shift and transcendent experience look like in these single family or one cults? Do they typically borrow from a religion? So I've said, right, a one cult, which we sometimes call an abusive relationship, and single family cults are still going to fit your definition of cult, right? Otherwise, it's not a cult. So what is the worldview, right? So people get very confused, right? Oh, religions are cults. Like, no, religions are ideas, cults are groups. Every cult gives you a worldview. That worldview can literally be anything. But if you are in a adult relationship or in a family where you're not allowed to have your own worldview, where you are in some way punished or threat of punishment if you express your own opinion, then you have a worldview being dictated to you, right? I am a sworn atheist and always probably have been, right? I have a t-shirt that says, just a neurodivergent atheist born to religious fundamentalists. However, Knitting Cult Baby really wants to believe in heaven. And so she can, because she is not growing up in a single family cult. But it doesn't have to be a religion, right? It's just like, if you have to have the same beliefs as your narcissistic parent about anything, sometimes it's AA, right? That's a worldview shift. That's a worldview being dictated to you by your leader. And then also the sacred assumption, right? The worldview shift into the sacred assumption. The sacred assumption is always some version of we are the best and our way, this mission, is the way, right? It's the way to accomplish this mission. The transcendent mission in a single family, it's still going to be like, how are they propelling you along, right? Charismatic authority is authority because you're letting them, not authority by force, right? I say the difference between parenting a toddler who you can pick up and move and parenting a teenager who you have to convince to submit to your authority, right? So how are you doing that? The transcendent mission being our family wants to achieve X. It's going to be different in every situation, right? But like, how are you being propelled along? That's the transcendent mission. The transcendent mission is what pulls people into cults and keeps them even when all of the other warning signs are going off. But save the children, but it's the mission, right? So you have to, and I've written a whole chapter on this, so hopefully that will help individuals like be able to diagnose what their single family cult or one cult transcendent mission was. In a one cult relationship, it's often getting the cult leader into some sort of superior position. So in my one cult in Uncultured that you see briefly, it was all about Jeff, right? Jeff was going to be a politician. Jeff was going to be the successful military officer turned politician. And everything that we did was going to be about his success. I'm Daniella, scholar of cults, extreme groups, and extremely bad leadership. I wrote a book called Uncultured about growing up in the Children of God religious cult and then going into the cult of the U.S. Army. You can get signed copies attached here. Check out my shop for fringe belief earrings.